Welcome back to some more Dwarf Fortress in our, I was gonna say beautiful, but maybe not yet. It's getting there, slowly getting there. And the friendly arm in, we kinda have a very nice gate in here with some ballistas, a bolt thrower or two. But as you might have noticed, there's towards the top left an anvil icon, which means, and at the bottom left maybe a little bit obscured by Eddie, the cat, is a message. Moody Dwarf is claiming a workshop. So let's tail him, see where he goes. Zan Raluknish, a weaver, which means hailed traded, is being peculiarly he's being secretive. He is talented woodburner, talented weaver. Usually they take up what the workshop where they have the most skill, and it seems like he chose the clothier's shop, gathering some items. What do we have here? Cave spider silk cloth, another one, but that one is dyed. It's dyed pale blue. We've got giant mole leather, microline, some lead, and it looks like he is now working, Mr. Zand Dwarf. And we shall see, hopefully, what he's going to construct or weave or sew or sew, whatever the word is that you would use. Now what did I want? I wanted some more nest boxes, and that's Crafts Dwarf workshop. Where do we have here? Now let's go for wooden nest box, but maybe like just 4. I'm not sure how many we need, but we don't have that many space in our little farm for more anyways. We are looking at a cave spider silk cap. So a very nice little silk hat. Let's see what description. This is a cave spider silk cap. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of cave spider silk. It's made from cave spider silk cloth. The thread is beige with a mixture of alderbark dye and almond shell dye. So that must have been, I'm pretty sure how we bought it, because we don't have, well, I think you dye in the clothier's workshop, but we shouldn't have any dyes. This object menaces with spikes of cave spider silk, microline, and lead. On the item is an image of Litast Tonks Problems and the dwarf in giant mole leather. The dwarf is laughing. The artwork relates to the fey mood of the dwarf Litast and the friendly arm on early winter of 100. So it seems like it would be like the first strange mood that we've had. Litast Tonks Problems. I believe this bucket was our first artifact. But it doesn't say who actually made it. Litast, the gem cutter. Skills, legendary gem cutter. So yeah, because he's created the bucket from gems, actually. If we take a quick look, Morion, which is a type of gem. So it seems like the latest artifact references the first one. Now that we've got the artifact cap, the hat, the question is, what do we do with it? We could just give it to our expedition leader, although he's already has a crown or two. I don't think we have any more display structures, items. I guess items. Let's see. We have a temple here. Yeah, we need a display object, and for that we will need a window. Let's see if we can make a window out of any kind of glass. Probably not. Can we make glass? Where do we make glass? Is it just in here? Blocks? No. Make raw green glass, and let's make it a top priority. And let's try all three types and see if we can make any of them. Needs glass making raw gems, needs sand bearing item, unfortunately. Do we have any more cloth? I think we probably should have some spare. So we could order some bags, and then we could order to collect sand. We cannot make them from cloth. Silk bags for collecting sand. That seems a little excessive, but that's what we have, I suppose. Silk bags, and let's say, well, I guess we only just need the one actually. So just get one glass and then a window out of that. So yeah, a silk bag is going to be made. Now where do we have sand is the question. Yeah, I'm not exactly seeing any sand around. We've got lettuce though. And it seems like we have some migrants, and also Miner has given birth to a girl. I think that might be, well, at least the second child born in the fortress. I do not remember if we've had more. We definitely have had a lot of migrant children. And since we've had a cow, let's see if some animal requires pasturing. Nope. And the migrants. Let's take a look there. New arrival glassmaker. That's nice timing for you, sir. Accomplished glassmaker and some other skills as well. And you're just a peasant with no actual labor skills, but skilled negotiator. And a novice scratch walker, apparently. Must have been injured. Excuse me, at some point. And the combat skills, novice sword dwarf, actually. I have a job for you, sir. Let's see, do I get anyone else? We do a gem setter, we don't. Well, we have a gem cutter. Well, a legendary one, but not really a gem setter, I don't think. Novice maze dwarf. Well, then guess where you are going? Into here. Maybe we will get another archer, a fish cleaner, an adequate one. Not very skilled and not skilled in combat whatsoever. An engraver, adequate one, and wood burner. That might be a little bit useful, but no combat skills. Next we have an armorer. How good? High master, an expert bookbinder actually. That might come in handy. No combat skills though. An engraver. High master engraver, so a much more skilled one than the other. Next up, we have a siege operator. We actually do have some siege machines adequate. And that's pretty much it for your skills. Woodcutter. I guess we should probably assign you to woodcutting. Where is it? Here. And then combat? No. And then we get a stray blue pea cheek. A little birdie. And that seems to be it. So we're up to 58 dwarves right now. With the new batch of migrants, and of course we still don't really have a place for them to lay down or something, except for the communal dormitory. Do we have any more walnut though? We might not. We do. Not a lot, but we have some. Now this actually should go in here. We can make a stone floor out of basalt. And in here, do we have a lot of one type of wood? Willow. I have changed to start making willow blocks because we don't have that many other types of wood available. Well, they are somewhere on the map, most likely. Who's dehydrated? User, a Mark's Dwarf, probably was on a long patrol and doesn't have a backpack or a flask. Which flask is being made at this very moment. And there are a bunch of backpacks available here. We should be able to equip themselves. I guess back to more construction work. Now, apparently we have our chief medical dwarf sleeping instead of what is his private bedroom here. He is just sleeping on the top of the roof of our, what's it called? A tavern. That's what it's called. It's called the Ale of Meetings, and we've actually had, I think this is one of our new arrivals, Nomal Anus Sodel. He was just a peasant without any particular work-related skills, but he had some social skills, so he is now our tower keeper. We've also made Cole here our bard, because he's a fairly competent musician, if memory serves correctly. Other skills, great musician and also a novice singer, novice stringed instrumentalist. I've also had ordered some instruments and instruments parts from our crafts dwarf, and it seems like the tavern is already full. They are hanging out in the pantry instead of, well, most of them are actually in the tavern room socializing. Where's our bartender or tavern keeper, rather, excuse me? Normal. Let's look for you here. Normal. Serve apricot wine. So he is actually serving his purpose. And I've kind of noticed, I'm not sure if that's true, but your tavern keeper, I've noticed that I think they maybe don't do much if there isn't a food stockpile that's a part of the area that makes up the tower. So that's why I build it just adjacent, because it seems to me like this activates the tavern keeper the most and actually has him serving the meals and the drinks instead of just hanging out in the tavern not doing much. While I was constructing another building, to move, or I guess start moving some of the workshops away from the central plaza, or whatever you'd call it, in the middle of our walls. We've had a caravan from Uhrir Abir arrive. Overall trade sentiments are lukewarm. And who actually are those? Are they dwarves? Well, for now it just seems like it's a single dwarf, unless the actual caravan, a caravan from Kivish Ilon, has also arrived. So it seems like I think we've sent our messenger to establish contacts with some civilization in a short span of time, and now the caravans from this civilization are arriving all at once. I think we've already had something similar in the previous year, and yes, in the meantime we have actually fortified all around our walls. We've built these fortifications, and even up here on the raised roof of what's our hospital and mechanics workshop, and their workers of these workshops have their bedrooms floor above, and actually you have a patrol going through here, or doors that are patrolling the walls. We just are seeing one going down here. Kel Zokol Kadol, which means Coven Hatchet, doesn't have a flask or a backpack for some reason yet, although we have definitely made some. And we actually have a full-on wagon. Alright, so let's probably request a broker and move some goods. Let's see what we actually have to sell them. We have a quite valuable gem bin, it seems like. Finished goods, finished goods. This one might have the artifact cap, actually. What is this? Something in a bar? Is that an artifact in a barrel? Ronstiz Sirab. No, the artifact is the barrel. That explains it. Okay, well, let's see if we have anything else that we would like to sell. Some more finished goods bins. And that's a third caravan, I believe. So we've got plenty of merchants. And what we want actually is, I guess, glass or sand. Harvest plants could not find path. ×5. Well, that's probably why. Because you are stuck in a hole. So let's make the staircase out of oak, let's say, and let's maybe make it the top priority, so our dwarf isn't stuck down there. Merchants have arrived, are unloading their goods. We can already trade with them, with all three. You've just got a bunch of leather and absolutely nothing else, so we'll get back to you. You have some other things as well. You have some glass. We are interested in that. I guess we might as well take these cheap water skins, and maybe a cheap instrument or two, because we already have some, and maybe a toy boat. A cow. Do we want a cow? I'm not sure if we need a cow, but we can get a cow. Some drinks, which we will happily take. Maybe not the bark scorpion venom. Just get one barrel of venom and put it alongside all of the other barrels with booze dust we have, and have our dwarves play a game of chance. Is an idea. Not sure if it's good one. Probably not, but hey, you never know. Steel mail shirt, I suppose we can buy one. We did put some additional dwarves in our like fully metal armor squad, and we haven't really made them any armor yet. See, sweet pod seeds, that's something that we can take. Pigtails as well, cave wheat, plum helmets. That's very nice. More cave wheat, more cave wheat, more cave wheat, more dimple cups. Which are dimple cups? Are they just for dyes? I am not sure. Let's see. The Wizard's Guide to Social Animals. Okay. Maybe for if you're an introvert wizard, that's a guide for you. If you'd like to go to a party but maybe are too introvert, then this tells you how to deal with the social animals that you might find there. And we actually can buy, just a display case, some copies of scrolls. We could take some cheese off your hands. That might be it, actually. Maybe a few quivers. And actually, you've had some more cloth. Let's see, cloth. We'll maybe take some cheap cloth if you have it. You do. And maybe you have some leather as well. Some cheap leather. But then that's already gloves, water skins, and other stuff. And when it comes to our side, yeah, the artifact cup, an iron chain, muscle shell figurine. This has to be encrusted with some gems, because muscle crafts are usually not worth that much. We actually might not have much left to trade with the other caravans, but I suppose that's okay since we've gotten most of what we, or all that we wanted from these guys, which is a display case, and everything else is just a bonus actually. So that was the second one. Let's see the third one. You also have a little bit of glass helmets. Let's take all of them. Anything else? A little bit of cheese. Well, that was like 20 full wheels of cheese, actually. Uncanny Tomb Virgins. Is that like Uncanny X-Men comic, but for dwarves? So it's Tomb Virgins, some dwarven Tomb Raiders having adventures. I could just give them a bunch of gems, actually, or this masterwork iron chain, or maybe just encrust it with something. We have a bunch of these totems that we want to get rid of, so let's offer them all, and they are going to be very happy with this. Maybe they will bring more stuff next time, and now it's just these guys left who have nothing but leather. A full caravan of nothing but leather. And that's going to be about it. We are still getting tons. Let's confirm the trade, and that's going to be it. That's our actually liaison from our parent civilization, I suppose. Is there anything we would like from you? Maybe glass? Is it possible to order glass? Yes, raw glass of all kinds, please. And that's about it. We don't actually... Well, we might start putting in some windows, I suppose. That's something we could do. I guess we can move the stone worker out of here. And I believe we have more. Do we have one more? Yes, we have one more here. And they were just doing basalt blocks, so we can do that in here as well. Can actually build that display case. I suppose our temple will be in nice, well, or maybe the tavern. Yeah, let's put it in the tavern actually. I am going to assume that a lot of more dwarves go into the tavern than into the temple. Let's put it up in here. Maybe we will have another thing to put up here at some point. That will make our dance floor a little smaller, but it should still be big enough. And we have more migrants actually. A new arrival, a stone mason, talent mason, no combat skills, a peasant, so probably, yeah, not much. Well, actually, adequate armor, is there no weapon, but some other skills there. Talented gem setter, we already have more skilled dwarf in that, I believe. A reindeer cough, a clerk, professional record keeper, expert gem cutter and gem setter, and novice mechanic. That's a diverse set of skills. A woodcutter, I guess we can make a woodcutter as well. Not sure if we have that many axes. But oh well, a carpenter, fishery worker, weaponsmith. How good are you? Well, only a novice. And that seems like it's all of them. So we are up to 66 dwarves now. So we should probably start expecting some raids soon. We might actually activate this squad and have them start training, I suppose. And let's have the emerald armor train in here. And we can give them the staggered training order. And how many people do we have in this squad? Is this that's the militia? We actually do want to have a lot of people in the everyone actually in the militia, but I was thinking more about these patrolling guys. We can have some more of them. And then I guess the engravers and a mason. And I guess it's because it's just the one left. Let's put someone else there, and then everyone else into a militia squad. So the symbol is blue, and the background is green, darker green maybe. No, it's the one of the light greens actually. And then let's put everyone that's not assigned yet. And now manager has been elected. So now that we have a mayor, we need to make them a bunch of fancy stuff. We need a decent study, decent quarters, and that's it. No, they also need a decent dining room, but they have no dining room as of yet. They do not require a tomb, but they also want 2 chests, a cabinet, a weapon rack, and an armor stand. So that's something that we should start thinking about and probably make them a nice villa somewhere on this roof maybe. That's not a bad place, I suppose. We'll build a mayor's villa actually. And I'm gonna lay down these walls so that we do not forget about our plans here. Maybe make the floor the same color around here. And I think this episode is probably already running quite long, so we are gonna end here by having our expedition leader being elected Mayor Edward, named after Eddie the cat that you see in the lower left corner. Already has a crown. Well, Mayor Mayor probably shouldn't have a crown, but I think you have like a few actually on his head. Let's take a quick look before you end the episode. It's 3 crowns now, and one of them is an actual artifact. Micro crown. Is this something that we've made? I honestly do not. Yeah, Breakmore the Brutal Berry. That's it's yeah another of these artifacts that we've had that references founding of our beautiful fortress. So I suppose in this episode we have fortified ourselves more. We have finished and furnished the tower. We also have a nice fortification all around here. Started to build some workshops and then later some more bedrooms for the dwarves that are going to be working with this workshop. And we have a mayor now, an important dwarf that we're gonna be building a villa right atop our tavern. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next episode. What's that? A bumblebee worker. Hello, bumblebee. And there's another one here. A colony of bumblebees in a dense golden bamboo. That's nice for you, I guess. Bye bye.